Radiant team ban.
Hello and welcome! After that short break, this is game 2 of Daaaa versus Orb Walkers. This is Chicago Ted with co-caster, Statsman, Sir Rapid Koala, dropping the facts, dropping the stats, and dropping the knowledge on all of us. So coming right on to this game without further ado, we're quickly going into this drafting phase, so I'll take you right on into it. Right after I press this hotkey, there we go. So, similar bans coming out from all these three teams, except Orb Walkers, this time choosing to ban out the Dark Seer. The Bears have first pick this time, and it looks like they're going to pick up the... Come on. No, well, looks like I couldn't time that one right. Anyway, so last game was a great game. Orb Walkers seemed to have it in the early game, but Bears were just able to pick apart team fights. They had great rotations, great reactions. They were able to pick up game 1 in the long term. Orb Walkers not able to get their Phantom Lancer off the ground. We had pretty miserable farm up in the top lane and was shut down pretty easily by the offensive tri lane, and just overall was not able to find what he needed to find, and therefore he got shut down fairly easily. This time the Bears are looking to pick up a different strategy as they're taking a bit of time in this drafting phase, and they pick up the Gyrocopter. So they go all out for their carry in the first pick, and we'll see how that works out for them. Gyrocopter, great AoE crowd control. It's flat cannon. Once it scales pretty well with damage, it's kind of like the steroid of Gyrocopter. Spreads out all of his damage equally amongst an infinite amount of targets over 6 shots, which means you have 6 shots to make a first impression. And after that impression's made, well, you better hope it was a pretty big one, or you're not winning that team fight.
5 seconds remaining.
My typical build for Gyrocopter includes 3 Rapiers and a Satanic.
Reserve time.
But of course, not everyone can have that in 10 minutes like me. Either way, Orb Walker is looking to pick up the Weaver for themselves this time. And indeed pick up the Gyrocopter the Jakiro as well. Misspoke a little bit there, but the twin-headed dragon is obviously not the same as a helicopter or plane or whatever the Gyrocopter is. Rubik, the pickup for the Bears, can steal some pretty good spells already on Orb Walkers. Ice Path, a great stun. Macropyre, a great crowd control. Dual Breath, well, a great anything. It's kind of like Venomous Gale and, well, Venomous Gale of Jakiro. Except that it happens in 2 parts. If you only get hit by one part, you only get hit by the one effect, either the damage or the slow. If you get hit by both, well then you better kneel down and pray. But also, Rubik can seal up the Shikuchi, which is a very nice ability to get for a Weaver, or for a Rubik rather, as it's a great initiation ability. But we'll get back to that later. Bane being the 3rd ban out, as well as a Visage coming from the Bears. Meanwhile, Orb Walkers looking to take out the Bounty Hunter, removing that ability for the Orb Walker, or for the Bears. If they break even on team fights, they will still come out on top with track gold, giving them that extra little bit.
Reserve time.
So, Orb Walkers looking to figure out what their 4th ban will be. I imagine take out heroes that go well with the Gyrocopter, but of course, well, Puck and Darkseer are the 2. Heroes that can keep enemies in a certain location. Magnus is also a very difficult hero to fight in tandem with Gyrocopter. Any real hero that keeps enemies in a confined location for a period of time will open up the opportunity for a Gyrocopter to hit all of them with a flat cannon and to hit all of them with a call down, which the slow and damage from call down is absolutely devastating. Shadow Demon is the 3rd pickup for Orb Walkers. Already, we have the makings of what could be a safe lane tri-lane or an offensive tri-lane. Jakiro and Shadow Demon go very well together in the tri-lane position and really can play in any sort of aggression level. Timbersaw, though, not too often of a pick, although he is fairly popular in the meta. Usually against strength heroes, but also versus heroes like a Weaver. he excels versus invisibility, because if he knows where that guy is, if you're near a tree, the Timbersaw is going to find you,
10
and he
seconds
is going to
remaining.
kill you with high amounts of pure burst damage. It's just,
5 seconds
it's absolutely insane to fight against. So we're looking to pick up our fourth
Reserve
pick
time.
to round out the second pick phase of this game 2 between Daaaa and Orbwalkers. And Orbwalkers can either pick up a carry to go with a safe lane, a mid, or an off lane and throw the Weaver into the safe lane position. All in all, though, it could go either way. We'll just have to wait and see what they decide to pick up. Again, Daaaa are 1-up in this series, and these games are best of 2s. There is no clear winner unless you win 2-0, and it looks like
Daaaa
Orbwalkers
team pick.
are going to pick up the carry. Well, actually, or Kunkka can play mid as well. Still a very versatile lineup. We'll just have to wait and see what their last pick is going to be. But again, these best of 2 series, they're not for winners per se. It's to award points, to award wins for the end of season tournament. That top 16 teams from all 3 time zones, from all the groups, will come together and fight in a single elimination
Radiant
tournament.
team
Centaur Warrunner, just active, and the in Captain's mode, is making his debut in Game 2 of this best of 2 series between the Bears and Orbwalkers. Mark this down in history. Centaur Warrunner.
10 seconds remaining.
Oh man, got a great AoE stun, got great
5
AoE
seconds
damage.
remaining.
His passive ability, his return, deals very well with any sort of
Reserve
melee
time.
hero that wants to poke him, and his ultimate giving everyone bonus speed. Well, when you have heroes like Jakiro, Gyrocopter,
Team
Rubik, Gyrocopter, and Timbersaw, there's one thing you don't want to have against you, and that's speed. And right now, Orbwalkers are gonna have a little bit of an issue every time that ultimate comes off cooldown. Warlock being taken out. Orbwalkers are saying, you know what, you guys are taking a bunch of AoE, you're taking a bunch of teamfight, and you're taking heroes that we don't normally see. So we're getting rid of that Warlock. We do not want to fight a Golem on top of all this. Not too bad of a ban out as well. You can run Timbersaw in the mid lane, but otherwise you're kind of short a mid laner. Rubik, Gyrocopter, and Centaur Warrunner actually sounds like a very, very scary tri-lane to fight against. In fact, the more that I think about it, you've got your Telekinesis into your Stomp. And then you got
10
Rocket
seconds
Barrage,
remaining.
plus Double Edge, as I believe it's called. I haven't seen
5
this hero in
seconds
Captain's mode too
remaining.
much. Yeah, Double Edge. So, let's just take a moment to
Reserve
think about
time.
the sheer amounts of damage that comes out from this tri-lane. Go ahead. Sit in the fetal position for a little bit and start crying. We'll give you some time. That is absolutely scary. But of course, Centaur Warrunner, new to the scene in Captain's mode, so it's going to be interesting to see how Daaaa play him and how Orbwalkers react. This is something that they probably have never even thought about fighting before. They pick up the Invoker.
Daaaa team pick.
Invoker, it really doesn't have a set position. Is a team fight, crowd control mastermind. Does great burst damage, does great pickoff ability. Has insane amounts of auto attack damage. And when played right, if the Invoker can get off the ground, I see the Bears having a difficult time. The familiar combo
10
is the
seconds
tornado into the
remaining.
meatball meteor into a deafening blast, and
5
all of a
seconds
sudden,
remaining.
not only are all your heroes taking damage over time, and as well as a little bit of burst damage on
Reserve
top of that,
time.
but they can't attack. And of course, with a hero like Gyrocopter that thrives on right-clicking, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if they pick up a hero like Magnus on top of this. In fact, I'd be rather scared if they picked up Magnus on top of this. The Magnus versus Invoker is not technically the mid that you want to fight. In fact, with Orbwalkers, we have pretty set positions right now. We have Invoker is definitely going to take the mid lane. Kunkka, going to be sitting in the safe lane with Weaver in the off lane. Or Kunkka or Jakiro shouting in the off lane with Weaver in the safe lane. Either one. I imagine an offensive tri-lane would probably not be the best idea in this situation, as the Bears have great counter tri-lane initiation. And really, Centaur War Runner is not someone you want to try lane against. He can tank up so well. And they pick up a Silencer. Say no to fun, Invoker. You're not doing anything anymore. Once that silence goes off, unless you have a BKB, you're... well, you're just a ranged creep. You're nothing more than a very sexy ranged creep. Orb-walkers picking up all their heroes into bears. Sending in, locking in, and just like that, we're going to go right on to the game. And we're going to go ahead and introduce them for the second time. Game 2 of a best of 2 series from Orb-walkers into bears. I've said that so often. I'm pretty much going to start saying that in my sleep. Alright. We're just waiting on the final pickup. Here we go, right onto this game. For the bears, we have Shanana on the Timbersaw Pokebunny. On the Gyrocopter, Bearju. Playing the new Centaur War Runner, Grand Duke of Owls on the Rubik. And No Hero. Playing No Fun mode on the Silencer. Meanwhile, for Orb-walkers, we have Scaff on the Kunkka. Have No Pity. Playing the Shadow Fiend. Jakiro with the Ice Path and Jakiro. Wait, no, I said that wrong. Duxie with the Ice Path and Jakiro Fire. Playing his Carry on the Weaver and Cottage on the Invoker. So we're definitely going to see an offensive tri-lane with the Jakiro, Shadow Demon, and the Weaver. Kunkka going to be playing the safe lane solo. And Cottage in the mid. Meanwhile, Shanana solo in the off lane. No Hero play in the mid lane. And it looks like Bearju, Grand Duke of Owls, and Pokebunny are going to be sitting in the top lane, safe lane, tri-lane. I'm having a little bit of cold right now, so everything I'm saying is going right to my throat. And it's starting to hurt. But you know what? I wouldn't miss this for the world. So just like that, stats being dropped, knowledge going down, and it looks like the Bears are going to find out Have No Pity. Oh man, if that telekinesis had happened and he went onto the high ground, I would worry. Meanwhile, Bearju spotting at a double damage on a Centaur War Runner. But it looks like Gyrocopter's going to get it. And if he skills up Flat Cannon first, this could be difficult. But instead, he goes for the Rocket Barrage. A Flat Cannon double damage would absolutely rip apart this tri-lane. This is usually why many players actually wait to skill up their first skill until a situation arises. Looks like Have No Pity finding out Grand Duke of Owls, but not looking to commit to it. Instead, Pokebunny with a double damage route is going to find some great CS. Sitting 2 and 3 right now at the highest of the board. With double damage, it's an absolute crutch in the early game. Making those last hits absolutely impossible to contest. And it looks like Jakiro doing a little bit of pole contesting. But all in all, Centaur getting that stack up. And overall, a deny fest going on the top lane. Meanwhile, Bearju getting very aggressive, does not have level 1 return. In fact, went for the stomp, which is pretty good in the tri-lane position. But that means he can't actively try to tank up, or else he will go down. Doesn't have any way to return any damage. Usually what I do when I play Centaur War Runner is I pick up as much strength in level 1 and I level up return first, and then I will them to attack me. It's amazing just to see how much damage they end up doing to themselves. Every single auto attack returns is like 10%, 26% of your total damage. On top of 16. You've all seen videos of people stuck on the high grounds blocking their attack against the Centaur War Runner and just that red bolt of lightning going in. Meanwhile, looks like the stop happening on File, but the excellent Ice Path disruption defensively keeping him. But all in all, I think that actually secured the kill. They pick up First Blood on the Weaver and Have No Pity. Gonna drop again. This tri-lane absolutely ripping open. As the Bears taking it early this time, as opposed to last game where they actually lost their tri-lane. Meanwhile, no hero finding out the regen rune. And without a bottle, is just going to pick it up for himself. Doesn't need to bottle it. And it looks like Daaaa is sitting up fairly high in the level advantage right now. All level 2. Meanwhile, Orb Walkers are still level 1 supports. They look to pick up Grand Duke of Owls. The Sunstrike is there. It does land. And it looks like the Rubik going to go down to one last auto attack from this Weaver. Perfect hero to give the kill. Flat Cannon, though, dealing massive amounts of damage to this Weaver, who's sitting really low. In fact, he does go down. There was still vision of him. And Gyrocopter picking up a solo kill on the Weaver, overstaying his welcome just a little bit. Meanwhile, Have No Pity, caught behind enemy lines, will try to drop the Rocket Barrage. Does indeed get it. And he does have Disruption. But unfortunately, the stop is there. The stop falls. And he's going to pick up another kill. 4-1 right now in this tri-lane. And already, at 3 minutes, the game is looking pretty bleak for Orb Walkers. If there's ever a hero to pull it back, though, it is Invoker. But right now, this tri-lane is starting to feel a little bit shaky. And I imagine, rotate your heroes into the bottom lane, try to find kills on Shanana, and really rethink your strategy. Continuing to go in like this might not be the best idea. The pull is out. Rubik going to be able to muster a lot of XP from that. Already level 3. Centaur War Runner as well. Gyrocopter is sitting comfortably at level 4. Meanwhile, supports level 2 on the Dire Radiant side. And Weaver is level 3. A full level behind in this tri-lane. Looking to contest this pull a little bit. There is a double stack, it looks like. Triple stack. But just like that, the Bears are looking to just clear the wave and keep a just stronghold. Meanwhile, Disruption out. Time lapse. Or, sorry, Sunstrike. Perfectly timed. Ice Path keeping the Gyrocopter in place. And just like that, Gyrocopter being torn apart with almost no warning. The Bears were not there. But even if they were, that Sunstrike would have brought Gyrocopter to a point where just a few stray auto attacks would take him out. And in fact, that's exactly what happened. Cottage landed a great Sunstrike in this game, is looking to, and in spite of last game, continue to have the pressured middle lane. And meanwhile, Bearju falling to the Weaver in this top lane. It looks like Gyrocopter looking to take out the Weaver, but without detection, he's just going to be able to go ahead and scooch on away. The Flat Cannon trying to secure up a few more hits, but all in all, not amounting to too much. Meanwhile, Invoker finding his phase boots 24-7 in this mid lane. Only beaten by the Gyrocopter, who's 24-11 in the top. Bottom lane, no absolute clear winner right now as Kunkka and Timbersaw relatively equal in XP. But we take a look at net worth. And we see Timbersaw is actually a lot higher, but it looks like Sunstrike, another perfectly timed Sunstrike, but there's not enough follow-up damage, and Weaver taking a little bit of damage to stop the double edge. Is starting to follow, but all in all, not being able to pick up a kill. No hero rotates into the top lane, but nothing coming out of that, and just like that, 4 heroes in the top lane, wasting time, no hero. Could be in the mid lane. Right now, what the Bears need to do, or sorry, Orb Walkers need to do, is not die, not give this the Silencer any compensation for rotating into the top lane, waste his double damage rune, and make sure your Invoker is getting a lot of gold. And in fact, that's exactly what's happening. His net worth right now is second highest on the board. Gyrocopter does have the highest net worth. And he can do a lot with gold, this Gyrocopter. As I said, every damage item he gets scales very well with his Flat Cannon. Basically, if you get the Flat Cannon on the full 5-man team, you're multiplying your damage output 5-fold. So it looks like Scaff taking a little bit of aggression. We see the Whirling Death coming out, the Chakram coming out, and then the auto attack, securing the kill. The Bears taking the bottom lane as Kunkka taking a solo kill, and it looks like Shadow Demon trying to rotate into the bottom lane to try to keep his ally alive, but not really doing anything. The call down trying to bring down the Weaver, but the beautiful ice path keeping him back. They probably wouldn't have gotten him anyway, but overall, they commit the call down, they commit the sentry ward, and they're not able to pick up the kill. Although, the tower is certainly on the list of things that they can possibly do. Return damage, doing a lot. Bearju taking a lot of damage, though the Sunstrike is there, but is not needed. The Centaur Ward Runner going down really aggressive behind the enemy tower. And there is an illusion rune in the bottom lane. Meanwhile, we see the disruption coming out on Shanana. Soul Catcher did drop, but all in all, not amounting to anything. There is no Demonic Purge, and even if there was, the Timber Chain getting him out of there really fast. They don't have a silence to back it up. If anything, X marks the spot would have been the brilliant thing to follow that up, but they did not have it. Kunkka should probably put one level in that just for future use. And Shana taking a Tidebringer to the face. Meanwhile, Fire trying to find his farm in the bottom lane, but is sitting 3 and 2 right now at 8.5 minutes. We're talking about a carry player who's getting absolutely starved both games. The Bears know his play style, and they're completely shutting him down. Fire's committed to really trying to go really early for that last hit, trying to prepare for the deny. Meanwhile, in the off lane, it looks like Kunkka getting a return kill on the Timbersaw without any real backup. Without the help of his X marks a spot too, so I guess I was wrong. It looks like Ice Patch landing on Pokebunny, dropping a call down to try to return the initiation, and they do get it. The Silas doing absolutely great work, but the Scoochie picking up the kill. And Weaver trying to get away, but Bearju is close behind the beautiful Ice Path, making sure that Fire can get away. And it looks like Invoker disconnecting from the game for a little bit. Game 2 of the best of 2 series between the Bears and Orb Walkers. I mean, an Invoker going away is not something you want to deal with, and the Invoker's already back at base, so they gave him a lot of time to fall back, and in fact, he's now 20 last hits behind the Gyrocopter. Finally reconnecting to the game. The G's are going to fly soon. The game is going to start soon. But he's behind now. Take a look at net worth. He is now getting close to half that of the Gyrocopter. And we take a look at the golden XP graphs, and it's showing just that. The Bears are taking a 1,500 gold lead, but in terms of XP, it's within 500. Orbwalkers scraping that one back together with a few kills in the top lane without any return, but with Weaver having to go back to the fountain to heal up. He does have 2 separate tangos using up inventory space. Kunkka against the Timbersaw, who's already found his arcane boots and does have his level 9. Full levels in Timber Chain, almost full levels in Whirling Death, and Chakram, level 1. In fact, he's going to pop it out now. But all in all, not going too aggressive here. And Centaur War Runner spotting out the double damage, so they know that the Invoker is going to get it. And the Invoker, triple exhort with double damage is going to be one annoying son of a bee to deal with. Timbersaw. Come on, guys. Get it together. Get it together. In the bottom lane, Timbersaw fighting another solo kill on the Kunkka. Just trading back and forth in this bottom lane. I'm focused on the Invoker with double damage. I'm not... I mean, offlaners aren't supposed to be killing each other this often. It looks like Shadow Demon is going to go in and decide he wants to go ahead and try to get some damage out. Last word out on Cottage. And what is it going to steal? He's going to steal Cold Snap. A very nice spell to steal. It's a great stun. And it stuns every time damage is taken. Meanwhile, bottom lane, 2 heroes sitting in there. The Weaver actually rotating the bottom lane. Meanwhile, Kunkka is in the mid lane with the Invoker. They're looking to bait out with the Invoker, try to draw some aggression, and then go in and protect him and pick up a few kills in the return initiation. But right now, Rubik looks to be trying to stack the Ancients, is not going to go for it. Weaver Taking a little bit of damage from Shanana, but just like that, time lapse is out. The Weaver looking to deal some more damage with the Scoochie. He's going to deal a lot with the Timber Chain. Going to get him out of there. And Weaver getting telekinesis up. One Timber Chain. The Chakra doesn't hit. It's off the mark, and Weaver's going to get away. Invisibility Rune spawning in the top rune spot. Looks like Invoker going to be the one to pick it up. And if Rubik goes down to check, nope, they got the wards there. They do not have the, they do have the wards there. They're not going to try to get this rune. They see exactly what's going on. They know Invoker has the Invis rune, and they're going to go ahead and play on the defensive. Shadow Demon and Weaver pushing out the bottom lane. Timbersaw coming right back on in. 7 and 7 at 12 minutes, and just like that, Disruption coming out. Burning some mana of Shannon. A lot of damage to Soul Catcher. Amplifying damage. The Cold Snap does come out. Scoochie looking to pick up a kill, but one more auto attack. The Gemmet does proc, and Fire picks up the kill. Meanwhile, the stop out on the Weaver as he gets telekinesis up, taking way too much damage. Last Word out on Have No Pity, who's taking a lot of damage now. The Last Word giving him a silence, and the stop is able to pick up the kill. Centaur getting a kill there. 2 for 1. And you get the carry, you get the Timbersaw, but you also pick up a support kill on top of that. Meanwhile, Pokebunny's just farming in the top lane. Does have his Helm of the Dominator. He's going to go ahead and pick up a nice Wildkin. Send that to the Ancients to stack him. He's going to find Kunkka in the top lane, but Kunkka is a hero that can take him out very easily. Mine, I said, mine! 1x marks the spot. You can pretty much say goodbye. That X marks the spot. A powerful combo to have. Looks like Rocket Barrage gonna hit. Scav gonna be hit by the call down. Flat Cannon gonna happen. So the Sunstrike, though, a little bit off the mark. Does get body blocked a little bit by creeps. If he had stayed still for a little bit, he would have gone down with a Kunkka. Dropping to the Flat Cannon of the Gyrocopter. And it looks like Gyrocopter is going to pick up a kill. Will look to be a definite easy kill for that Kunkka. Turn into a Gyrocopter. Fall low. The Ice Arc. Shanana. Going to back right on out. Taking a tower hit. Taking a few Geminate procs. Going to sit at half health. But reactive armor is going to bring him up just a little bit more. Chakram hitting true on this Weaver. One Timber Chain. One Whirling Death. And that's enough. Weaver dropping low from low to nothing in less than a second. And in the mid lane, it looks like Shadow Demon and Invoker are looking to return some of that aggression, but as it stands right now, my voice is cracking, but on top of that, Weaver goes down. They're still looking for some return kills on this Timbersaw. X marks the spot, though. Would be their saving grace in this, but Scaff a little anxious to keep hold on it. Meanwhile, Weaver looking for the Scoochie. The Rocket Barrage is there, dealing absolute amounts of damage. But there's another Scoochie, and the Weaver might actually pick up a kill out on this Gyrocopter, but drops to the call down. And the Gyrocopter living on 60 health. 6% of his HP. Weaver going in once, fool me once, shame on you. Fool him twice, shame on him. Rocket Barrage, a very low cooldown, and that cooldown is not something that you want to deal with. The Weaver already used his time lapse to try to secure a kill. He did have a magic wand to keep him alive a little bit longer. Sunstrike landing true. The Ice Path, the Gush. The boat is a little bit overkill, but they get the kill. And a double damage and illusion rune out on the silencer. I don't think illusions get the double damage, but Last Word popped out, as well as Curse of the Silent. Invoker immediately trying to dispel the Last Word and Curse of the Silent to minimize the amount of damage to his mana pool, to his health pool. He's going to kind of walk around, missing about 10-20% of his HP and just kind of sitting there dealing with it. Meanwhile, Kunkka sitting in the bottom lane, trying to push it a little bit. His Tidebringer doing a very good job at that. The Cleave ignores armor, so is going to do a little bit of damage. In fact, it's going to do a little bit of pure damage to each of the following creeps. And that range creep never stood a chance. Meanwhile, Timbersaw looking to Chakram off the mark. Doesn't want to pursue for his Timber Chain Whirling Death combo, as we just saw. Deals absolute incredible amounts of damage. Jakiro finding the Gyrocopter. Looked like he was being a little bit aggressive there, and they're going to go ahead and get the tower deny. Macro Pyre is a hell of a drug. Looks like stun. Gonna land true on Duxie. Is he gonna get the double edge? Doesn't want to risk it. Teleport support's coming in. He realizes he's in over his head and is gonna back out. Meanwhile, Timbersaw just pushing in the bottom lane. Doesn't push the fastest as he has pretty low damage. But all in all, gonna try to push as much as he can. Take up the tower pretty well with reactive armor, giving him bonus armor and HP regen. Pair that with a Bloodstone, and he's inevitably going to get, and about 2,100 gold. Sorry, I'm misspeaking all over the place. 2,500 gold. Meanwhile, Jakiro, telekinesis up. Sunstrike, though. Trying to land true. The Ice Path catching two. Trying to land the dual breath, and it looks like Rubik taking a little bit of damage, but Sunstrike, another one coming out! I think Rubik set the first one. But Invoker looking to pick up a kill on this Timbersaw, but all in all, not going to pick it up. But the Sunstrike did land true, and he's going to get the Rubik because of it. Meanwhile, Chakram off the mark. And double damage spawning in the bottom rune spot. Meanwhile, X marks the spot. Coming out, Disruption, Timber Chain on cooldown for a little bit longer. No, it isn't. The boat coming out, but off timing. Cold Snap, bringing him back a little bit. One more Timber Chain, but it isn't enough. The Demonic Purge doing enough damage to follow it up, and Shadow Demon picking up the kill. Meanwhile, double damage still there. Middle tower going down to the Silencer, to the Gyrocopter. And Weaver trying to find his farm in the top lane. That's what happens when you attack and cancel versus this versus the Centaur Warrunner. Come on, I gotta remember his name. You will pay for it. He will punish you that return, dealing a little bit of damage, although not scaling it up too much. But all in all, on a strength hero, that's pretty big. We look at the damage. The stop does land true. There's no detection, but the rocket is going to give him a fair idea of where he is. He does have a tower to retreat to, but it is tier 2. And he's going to Sakuchi on away from the stun. It's not going to hit him. Meanwhile, Shadow Demon going behind enemy lines to drop a really offensive ward here. And the rest is just plain old real passiveness coming out from these players. Just try to farm up, win the farming game. We look at the XP and gold graphs, and they are in the Bears' favor, but for 20 minutes, 5,000 and 25 gold and XP respectively is not too much to come back from. And with a hero like Invoker, with a hero like Weaver, once you start getting the ball rolling, it's very hard to stop. There is a Timbersaw, though, to try to destroy any aggression, and he does end up getting a tower, albeit slowly, but does get in. They get a return tower on the middle lane. 3 tier 1 towers out, 4 hour walkers, as it looks like the Bears are only losing 1 right now. Cottage finding out Bearju, popping his ultimate, trying to get the stun. The silence is there. The stun, the call down, everything's out, but the Invoker gonna pick up the kill on the Centaur Warrunner. Silencer, though, finishing off the Invoker. And Scaff taking a lot of damage, might actually go down here. Timber Chain into the fray. It looks like they want a return kill. They want more. Invoker buying back, looks to pick up a Sunstrike on the Rubik. It's gonna hit. Rubik going down to the Invoker. And it looks like Timbersaw might be able to pick up both kills. He gets them. Silencer finds the Jakiro, while Gyrocopter picking up the Shadow Demon. 2 for 3 right now. Invoker had to buy back. And the Bear sitting in a very commanding position of this game. Cottage looking to go ahead and say, you got me once, but I'm getting you with this time. He's out for blood. Bottom lane pushing in very fast. That siege creep dealing lots of damage to the tower. There's his TP from the Jakiro. Weaver trying to find his Lincoln Sphere. But right now is about average timing for the Lincolns, and he doesn't even have his ultimate orb up just yet. He is going to look for that gyrocopter. The call down going to be off the mark, but he sees the support in from both the Timbersaw and the gyro. Wait! Sunstrike does hit! On the TP! Someone tell me how much time was left on that channel. How much time? That had to be clutch. That had to be very clutch right there. Gyrocopter falling down 0.2 seconds. Invoker getting that kill. And that's a huge kill to pick up. The gyrocopter does have a Black King bar. And now he's going to be inclined to start popping it as he starts trying to TP away. Bearju and Duke of Owls moving into the top lane. And Rubik stealing out the Scoochie. Definitely something good. Buckler should always be on cooldown. It looks like Cottage and Have No Pity going behind enemy lines. Have No Pity being pricked up and put down. But it looks like Timbersaw going to the high ground. Not able to get down there. No trees down there. And Cottage Cheese getting blocked up, but does have phase boots. X marks the spot, keeping Bearju back a little bit. Cottage coming off silence fairly soon. But it looks like Rubik trying to scooch out behind him. Weaver, though, getting away. The Jukes, and it looks like the Sunstrike! The hat trick out for Cottage. 3 for 3. And he's finding kills all over the place. This Invoker is 6-1. Already has his Yule Scepter and can start looking for his Aghanims, if he so chooses. There is a Haste Rune in the bottom rune spot. Faya. Taking a little bit of aggression, but just like that, Bloodstone finished up on the Timbersaw. And now at 24 minutes, that Timbersaw is going to be racking up charges if he can find kills. He's 4-4 right now. And it's actually a fairly low kill game. I mean, 16-17 at 24 minutes is not slow by any means.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
But you got to start picking up the pace if you want to get charges on that Bloodstone. And 4 heroes in the river, 3 on the opposite side. They spot out the warding from the Centaur Warrunner. They're going to go ahead and try to deward that as soon as possible. In the mid lane, it's 4v5. While Gyrocopter pushes up the bottom lane, there is no tower he can TP to. But Orb Walkers have to move fast, or else this tower is going to push in fast. Just like that, Gyro is going to go ahead and try to farm up the jungle. Smoke of Deceit being purchased on the Jakiro. And Gyro could get caught out by the Shadow Demon Kunkka. He saw them clutch on the edge of his vision. There are no wards up. So either great game sense or he did have vision of them. But I'm pretty sure the vision was there. And it looks like Centaur Warrunner getting spotted out behind enemy lines. They have to back out. There's 3 heroes rotating in. The ultimate being used up. No fun mode being dropped out by the Sansu, but Bearju just can't get in range of his stun. The ultimate wasted. And it looks like Invoker sitting right in the middle of it all. Drops his Yule Scepter to try to stay alive. But all in all, getting stopped, getting stunned, getting put into base. And, well, no, he gets away. The rocket, though, gonna land. Ice Wall coming out. Gonna save himself for another day. Shadow Demon, though, is gonna fall. And Cottage surviving on 7 health. Scav, though, gonna take a fall, and Shakiro gonna fall next. But Shanana sitting really low. Is the Sunstrike gonna be there? No. Was looking for the juke, but didn't come into take into consideration the Timbersaw, and the fact that the Timber Chain, and the fact that the Timbersaw was going into lane. Had the Timbersaw walked, that might have hit him. Had the Timbersaw Timber Chained to this, which he did, and walked that way, the Sunstrike might have wanted to be right about there. Go for the TP, coming in. Weaver should not have gone in. They don't have vision, though. And he goes ahead, and he goes right back into the base. Meanwhile, Shanana taking a lot of damage, but All in all, is going to get back the call down on Cottage. Yule Scepter was looking for that stop, but all in all, just set it up for the Centaur. He's going to go down again. No, he never went down the first time. The jump, the boat coming in, picking up the Timber Saw. And Bearju. What? Bearju denied himself. How do you deny yourself? Centaur Warrunner cannot suicide with double edge. What just happened? I have no words. What's going on here? Double Edge deals magic type damage to both targets and himself. Wait a second. Soul Catcher boosts 50% bonus damage. Did he just deal bonus damage to himself? Yeah, bonus damage is dealt as a separate instance of damage. You can deny yourself under the effect of Soul Catcher.
For my cause.
Working as intended.
Haste.
Dire's top tower.
No,
is
Soul
under
Catcher. I
attack.
believe Soul Catcher actually gets credit. I believe that's so they don't kill steal with Soul Catcher. But Bearju, just like that though, trying another double edge to deny himself, I guess. But all in all, he's gonna die this time. Grand Duke of Owls getting stunned up, getting gushed. I think everyone's phased by this, but Orb Walkers are taking advantage. Pick up 2 kills for themselves, and now they're in a prime position to take out the mid tier 2 and go into racks. 2 heroes down, but the most important heroes are still up. And Gyrocopter is going to take up a tasty triple stack. Look at that damage coming out from him.
Dire's bottom
Already
tower
has his
is
Eagle
under
Song.
attack.
It's going to be very scary in this fight. Glyph not being used on the middle tower. They might just use it for a little bit. But all in all, I think it's they just give up the tower. There's still 2 outer tier 1 towers left up, albeit very low, but up. Yeah, both of them are sitting within a couple of hits of deny range. They can go ahead and try to backdoor this bottom one. And in fact, they do. They all rotate in the bottom lane. There is an illusion rune out. To respond to Tangerine Turtle, this is a bit 2 minutes behind, but yes, but Abaddon's you're supposed to be able to deny yourself. With Centaur Warrunner, you're not supposed to be able to deny yourself with double edge. Centaur cannot die from double edge, so this is definitely a bug. Although I see what you're saying, Abaddon's ability was meant for him to be able to deny himself. A little bit of gold going the way of the bears in form of two magma familiars. No idea what they're called. Magma golems, magma spirits. Forge spirits. I was close. Anyway, 5 manning up by the ancients. I'm sorry, I'm a little bit phased by that, as I'm sure everyone else is. I'm definitely writing something on the dev reports that's not already there. We should probably go check after this, but you saw it here first. Centaur Warrunner was able to deny himself while under the effects of Soul Catcher. Definitely working as intended. And just like that, Phyla looking to put the hurt on this top tier 1, and he's most definitely going to get it. There is support coming in from no hero. In fact, they're all rotating up, but this creep wave should be enough to take it out. No, they're going for the deny. They're going to go for the deny, and they are definitely going to get it. There's a few hits on this tower. The siege creep going to make sure it happens. There it is, in deny range right now. Who's going to get it? Looking to pick it up. One hit. It is not there. 43 health. It's in deny range. Lincoln Sphere finally coming out on this Weaver. I imagine 10 minutes late in the deny. Still not happening on this tower. Go ahead, backdoor it. Double damage being spotted out by the Invoker. And it looks like Kunkka's going to be the one to pick it up.
Double damage. No
bottle to use, no bottle to save. But they do have a double damage. They're going to TP in, mass to the bottom lane. Kunkka with the, no, Kunkka doesn't have a TP scroll. Kunkka does not have a TP scroll. He's going to walk all the way to the secret shop. His double damage is going to get revealed. Sunstrike falling down, call down being used on the Invoker, but beautiful disruption being used, keeping him alive for a little bit. Ice Wall to keep him alive a little bit longer. Weaver is actually going to go down. And Kunkka trying to make use of that double damage, but he's a little late to the party. Without that TP scroll, could not do much. And they're going to drop 2 heroes in that fight without any sort of return.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Bottom tier 1, bottom tier 3 rather, is under fire. Meanwhile, top tier 3 is being pushed in by the Bears. Ice Wall, Ice Path, going in. And the Glyph being used up. Chakram, the Tornado is there, but no follow-up attack. He's not invoking anything up just yet. Invoke is on cooldown. This is why most Invokers tend to go for the Aghanims. He's about 2,000 gold away from that, though. And he's looking, he picks up the Cold Snap. Call down being dropped on 3. They're looking to engage. The Ice Path following up the disruption. And then the boat, gonna hit on 3. Gonna hit on 2, rather. And it's gonna do lots of damage. The Macro Pyre, never fighting the Macro Pyre. The Gyrocopter is gonna go down. Meanwhile, Shanana taking a lot of damage, but with that Bloodstone, it's gonna stay alive pretty long. The Sunstrike, it does hit on the Rubik. Invoker picking up the Centaur War Runner. Sorry, Weaver picked up that kill on the Rubik. And Silencer taking a lot of damage. Meanwhile,
you've been spooled.
Timbersaw finding I can't think of the word right now. Sanctuary on the other side of the cliff. Timber chawed up, Timber sawed up, Timber chained up. I was halfway in between. I'm still frazzled by that deny. I'm gonna keep using that excuse every time I misspeak. They're chasing him all the way to the mid lane. But, you know, they already wanted to be here. They're going to try to push into tier 3 if they really want. Pop out the Force Spirits Cottage. Let's see them. Push this lane. WWQ, WWE. Pop out the Force Spirits, give them Alacrity, and watch this enemy squirm as those Force Spirits are attacking for a lot of damage. He pops out the Ice Wall. They're getting ready for a defense slash attack on Roshan with the Wildkin. Gonna scout it out. And the Courier just popping out a little bit of warding. Courier can't ward, but he's holding on to the wards, coming in, dropping the wards on his teammates, and they're gonna go ahead and drop him. Meanwhile, Pokebunny just gonna try to take out this double stack, and there's actually gonna be another creep wave spawning in a little bit. He's going to look up to stack up that one as well. They're going to go ahead and zone out Roshan. Meanwhile, there is an invisibility rune in the bottom lane. Weaver pushing out the top, and Weaver just backdoor the tower, man.
Clear as clear.
In any effect, any case, Bearju does get the deny. And the tower does not fall. Meanwhile, Aghanim Scepter out on the Invoker. This is where the party starts. Start getting your dubstep ready, guys. And then get ready to play classical music every single time Silencer drops his ultimate. Silencer, the ultimate connoisseur of good music, will stop any chance of you to play anything heavy. Especially cottages. Courier dropping right in next to the entirety of the Dire team. Sorry, almost the entirety of the Dire
Dire's
team.
bottom tower is under attack.
No, I was wrong. I can't count. Tower sitting low. They're gonna go ahead for a defense. Double breath, dual breath, hitting on the Centaur. The call down, missing out everyone. And they're gonna go ahead for this tower. There is no glyph. Ice path hitting 2. Nothing much to use. The silencer ult still hasn't been dropped, I don't think. But last word. There's the silencer ult. The ice wall keeping Centaur out of the fight. A killing spree for Fire. As he picks up a double. He is now in a leading position right now, but it looks like Gyrocopter getting caught out behind, dominating. For this Invoker. Gets out the Yules on Bunny with a demonic purge. The meatball falls. Deafening blast. Rubik falling through the contact. And mega kill, double kill, dominating for Fire. And Orb Walkers are taking this game right back into their grasp. Still not able to chase down this this Timbersaw though. Timber chaining away is just regenerating mana faster than he's using it. The Jukes, they can go ahead, just push mid lane. And they're gonna go ahead and do that. 40 seconds out on this Gyrocopter. Actually, they might just go in for Roche. Are they gonna continue to try there? Yeah, no, they're gonna go in for Roche. They're dropping illusions for the Weaver, which I don't know if they know it's get instantly dispelled if they try to track Roshan. And Roshan dropping very low. Wildkin scouting it out. Gonna drop the Tornado. But already, Roshan sitting at half health. Tornado doing a little bit of damage. In fact, actually doing a lot of damage. And Jakiro saying enough of this. Dual Breath getting stolen out by the Rubik. Ultimate coming out from the Centaur, dropping everyone in the Roach Pit. He stuns illusions. Fire sitting rather close in the pit. And the meatball drops. Bearju and the Macropyre is going to fall. No attack on no hero. And he's going to drop as well to the unstoppable Rubik. Picking up a double kill. Unnaturally sick. BKB hitting 4 in his call down. The Shadow Demon didn't stand a chance. Kunkka dropping as well. Boat hitting on no one. And that's a disengagement. Monster kill. Dropping the Sunstrike on the Rubik. But at the same time, Bunny is going to pick up the Roshan.
Roshan has fallen to the Dire.
All in all, Orb Walker is losing that fight pretty heavily. Some great initiation. Even though Shanana was on the high ground, Cottage sitting in that chakram is actually taking a lot of damage. What? I think Shanana's baiting him. I think Shanana's baiting him. The chakram into the whirling death. The Sunstrike is there though, and it does hit him. And he's gonna go down. Shanana, no! Staying alive, just barely. Sunstrike down for another 20 seconds. The Yule Scepter keeping him out, but Timbersaw bringing him out of the fight. Tornado isn't there. It's long enough for the Timber Chain keeping him out. And oh my god. A double bait coming off from Orb Walkers. Statsman shooting up that happy little face. They're both walking out. I'm pretty sure they're both upset that they weren't able to pick up the kill, but at the same time, both of them got away within inches of their life. It just goes to show you that you can't kill a Timbersaw, no matter how hard you try, without any form of silence. And as it stands right now, there is no progression towards an Orchid on any of these heroes. A stun isn't enough, you need a silence. Bearju walking in. Doesn't have a Blink Dagger, but does have a Pipe of Insight, which is going to reduce Invoker's effectiveness just a little bit. But again, he has Aghanim Scepter and he has the mana pool. Comes the aggression. Ice Path hitting on Bunny. Does have the Aegis. He can just be aggressive right now. The boat gonna hit on him, but the call down gonna fly. I can't hear a damn thing with Silence Handy Fun. Cottage sitting behind, but these racks are left wide open. Rubik stealing the boat, But all in all, hitting no one and no hero. Gonna get hit by a meatball here. No, he's gonna get just away. The disruption out on the on Bearju. Timbersaw turning around and fighting like a man, but Pokebunny gonna drop his Aegis rather soon. No, he's gonna live. Pops the Satanic, staying alive for just a little bit longer. Fire getting a double kill in the back lines, taking advantage of this of the hecticness of this fight. Triple kill out for the Weaver. He's gonna go in on the racks, but Shanana picking a double behind lines, and Fire now in a bad position. There are no buybacks, and this bottom rack is in a very bad position. Call down. Gonna drop on Fire, who's looking to pick up the Shanana just saying nope and killing him out. Weaver buying back, but this Rax is long gone. Glyph being used though, and is gonna send Daaaa flying behind the lines. You just can't kill these guys. Aegis still up on Pokebunny. And Timbersaw making a complete wreck of all these fights. He's gonna have his Shiva's Guard. And as it stands right now, even in the Invoker can't take him out. All the heroes back online for Daaaa. Orb Walkers coming on in 20 seconds. Pokebunny doing his best, farming up, but right now, all he needs now is a Divine Rapier. He is fully decked out. I mean, you could separate us, could use the Ring of Aquila and take out of this Monkey King bar, and you could replace your phase boots with boots of travel, and you could just buy a new Black King bar. But as it stands right now, the XP and gold graphs, the Bears are taking back XP. Gold never left their favor. Timbersaw trying to do some damage to the Shadow Demon. Ultimate being popped, but I don't know on who. Timbersaw has his Shiva's Guard on the way, or rather in effect. So now all he has to do is pop it. Pop it, lock it, drop the base. Fire though, still making great work of these back lines. Can take out the supports really quickly. But as we saw, it was a 4v2 in the mid at the racks, and they still weren't able to take out the Timbersaw. Speaking of which, they're right now sandwiched in the river. Ice Path though, Timbersaw going to the top lane, or sorry, going onto the high ground. Stays on the high ground. This Timbersaw's out of the fight. Daaaa getting disrupted out. Looks like Pokebunny taking a deafening blast, and he's not gonna be able to attack for a little bit. Gets Yule Sceptered out. Won't be able to pop a Satanic when they pop the AMP, but still doing great damage. Scaff taking a lot. And Force Spirits being taken by the Rubik. Meatball dropping, not doing much, and Pokebunny taking a lot of damage actually from his illusions. Violet trying to do what he can. Once that Satanic pops though, the Satanic won't pop. Pokebunny might actually go down. No, killing spree for him. It will the Sunstrike hit? No, it won't. And Fire getting very low. Cottage really wants this kill. One Deafening Blast. If he had just gone for it, if he had even gotten the Tornado off, he probably would have killed. But the Aegis going down naturally. And top lane just as naturally pushing in. This Timbersaw, even when he was out of the fight, he was still picking him apart with that aura from Shiva's Guard, as long as he's close. Bottom lane, the Rack's taking a lot of damage. That's actually probably going to fall through the Siege Creep. Look at that. What is that? 4 more hits and it's down. Meanwhile, just playing casually on the side of the Dire. 2 more hits, but Kunkka going to be able to take it out. And they're just going to have to weather the storm for a little bit as that barracks slowly regenerates. Daaaa, they're still at the kill disadvantage in this game, but there are racks up. There are 2 towers up. We're out 3 now, and look at the golden XP. They're just taking this game into a commanding lead, ripping it apart. See the net worth, so the 2 highest are on the Dire side by Pokebunny and Shanana on the Timbersaw and the Gyrocopter. Next highest are Radiant, but significantly lower. And a Daedalus now on Gyrocopter. His flat cannon does not get the critical, but his main the main target will get it. And with the Satanic online, every crit you do will heal you up pretty much to full. The extra bonus damage it gives isn't too bad either, but all in all, we see the smoke up. They want to take out this Timbersaw, but he's going to go ahead and teleport away. They're going to go for the mid lane. The top lane is pushing in very fast. At this point, I think they want a mid lane engagement. They want to win a mid lane engagement, and they want to go for the game. Go for the GG. No hero going down, almost nothing to stop this team. And the pause coming in. We take a look at the pings coming in. Sir Rabbit Koala is taking a quick look at that. I wouldn't call that a puppy pause right now, as they had already gotten the kill. They probably waited for that kill to take it too. Either way, bottom lane pushing in. If they really want to push, they got to do it hard, they got to do it fast, and they got to do it strong. Because right now, this Gyrocopter, his pushing power is 20 times yours. The ping's coming out. Are they going to go for this? They're going to try to race this. Nope, they're teleporting back away. They know they can't do anything. No, they were baiting. They bait out the Timbersaw. They get the disruption on him. Demonic Purge, keeping him in place. But unfortunately for them, they've got nothing. His Timber Chain, way too strong, is bringing him out of the fight. Meanwhile, top lane pushing in very fast. And all in all, Orb Walker's losing way too much in that. Who says Timbersaw even has to leave? He's feeling confident. He's just going for it. 120 damage, doing great work against this tower. And a siege creep. 2 of them coming in 2 waves. Orb Walkers spread out across the map. 48 minutes, 49 minutes into this game 2. And it looks like Invoker's going to spot out this Timbersaw, but they're both going to run. Timbersaw wins that engagement any day at this point. Cottage, just trying to push out the bottom lane. This is a double siege creep lane, or wave. If they can secure this, they don't have to really worry about too fast of a push, but we see how fast is it just pushing in. These siege creeps are doing massive amounts of damage. 40 versus the 20 that the normal creeps do, and 35 of the range creep. And Timbersaw playing the war of attrition here, just completely clearing the enemy jungle. He hasn't even left his bottom lane. This is how confident he is right now. Keep these 2 siege creeps alive, and that tower is going to drop fast. Meanwhile, his team going after Roshan, and Invoker actually helping them out of it. They're going to get a second Aegis. No cheese this time, but they don't need it. There is the push they were looking for. They're just going to go. They're going to take a fight and probably take bottom lane. Meanwhile, both siege creeps are falling. Timbersaw, as if he wasn't tanky enough, picks up a Heart of Teresk. And that's going to put him at about 3,000 HP. Sorry, 3,500 HP. You didn't think this Timbersaw was dying before. He's not dying anymore now. There's just not enough damage to stop the tornado coming out. EMP dropping. Only reducing everyone about that. Well, literally no mana being reduced out of anyone. Fire, they want to engage, but they just can't find their opening. They're looking to try to get stacks of Shadow Poison out and maybe do something with that. Tidebringer taking out a good chunk of Gyrocopter's HP, but he does have Aegis again. Disruption out. Those are pretty strong illusions if they stay alive. And just look at the damage that they're actually doing. 2-shot Pokebunny himself. The glyph being used out. Fire going behind enemy lines and taking out the silencer. The tornado keeping him alive. The EMP coming out. The ice path beautiful execution so far, but this Timbersaw still going behind enemy lines and ripping apart whatever aggression that these guys have. He hasn't even dropped a quarter of his HP just yet, and just like that, Fire goes down. Look, he's at half HP and they're focusing everything on him. He's not even going to go down. Sunstrike off the mark. He does go down. But Poke Bunny picking up a triple kill on top of that. Buyback by the Jakiro, by the Weaver. They really want to defend this tower. Poke Bunny's sitting in. They're going after the Gyrocopter. He's dropping low. He's at half. He's at quarter. The call down does hit. No, it misses. They're looking for it. No, Fire is just looking for that looking for the Bear Jew. But the time lapse keeping him out. He's going after him, doing lots of damage. Fire might pick up the kill, but the crits too much for him. Ice Path going down. They pick up Bear Jew. Where the Timbersaw is back in the fight. The EMP bringing Poke Bunny down to nil. And the Timbersaw looking to be aggressive. Fire going behind enemy lines. Finds Poke Bunny, but with that Daedalus is not doing enough damage. Timbersaw wants the Weaver. Meanwhile, top pushing in. Warwalkers didn't exactly win that fight either. I mean, they're defending for a little bit. They did take Aegis. No, they... Gyrocopter went down there, didn't he? He did not. He still has Aegis. They can still send the Gyrocopter and suicide him in for the team fight. Doesn't have enough mana to support his Satanic. And Kunkka picking up a Heaven's Halberd. Absolutely huge with a 4-second BKB. You wait for those 4 seconds, then you pop his pop the Heaven's Halberd on him. And then he can't do anything. Disruption probably gonna lead the charge here. Out on the Gyrocopter. Those illusions still dealing a lot of damage. They do get the crit. But Poke Bunny being sure to get rid of him as soon as possible. And Fire getting ready to make use of the crazy engagements here. Going behind the lines, is looking at the supports, and this time Timbersaw has the number. He's sitting behind the lines. He's looking to pick up kills. Meanwhile, Poke Bunny, the silence out. He's wicked sick right now. Picking up the Jakiro, is not dying just yet. In fact, is staying alive. The mech, the Satanic, bringing him back up to full. And that Jakiro is down. Disarm going out on the Gyrocopter. Not able to do any damage. The boat is going to stand true. Are they going to be able to take this Aegis? No, the Bear's going behind the lines. Gets the double edge. Gets the stomp. They're going down. Scaff goes down. And Voka goes down to the GGs. The Bears taking game 2 of a best of 2 series. They go 2-up in this series. And the GGs, the Ancient Falls. Guys, you've been listening to Chicago 10. Statsman Sir Rabbit Koala backing me up for the best of 2. Until next time, guys, don't stick around, I guess. More games will be coming up later on in the day, but for now, I'm off. I'll see you all later.